Come on, people. Share it out. Let's see what happens. Fuck it.
Hey, we
Let's
are
do it.
live and Matt is talking there in the background. He's gone live on Facebook as well as being live with Sun and
Let's see
Moon.
what kind of fucking crowd we can get around this little doozy I'm going to put out there. This is going to be fun for me and for everybody. You guys too. So again,
Hey,
I got 2 cameras going, right? And I'm going to try to do the best I can to keep all the information, make it easy for everybody, and see what happens. Just realize that I'm doing a simulcast.
Love
Because
hey.
what I'm going to do right now, I want it to be on YouTube and on Facebook, both platforms. So this is going to be a good presentation right now. So if you're tuning in, get ready to burn your college degree. For real. I'm not joking. Get ready to burn your college degree, your high school degree. Get ready to burn them with what I'm going to show you. They're no good. I'm going to prove it right now. So drop this on other platforms and let's see what kind of vibrational state we can create on this plane. This pixelation of atomic matter and moving states of water and 3 states of being. Let's see what kind of reverb this can create, right? Shits and giggles. So people that are new to me, I have 20 years in monetary issues, in collections, telecommunications, and buying and selling and trading of debt, selling cars, underwriting health insurance, and evaluating family health. Did it for corporations in many different aspects. I became so familiar with numbers, I actually had a clause where I wasn't allowed to talk about them when I was working for the insurance. I was very good at my job. I had the highest conversion rates in the country for the corporation I was working with. I was in the 97% first year out. I had 97% conversion rates, the highest the country had ever seen. Conversion means to change somebody's mind. So that means out of 100 people, I could change the minds of 97. That's really good. And because of that, a lot of companies lost a lot of customers. And because of that, those companies started offering me jobs. And I didn't want to work for any of them. I started having morality issues with the society that I was living in. I was trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with this person, like any one of us. Questions I started having and the questions I started asking, no one had answers for. I got to started figuring out things where no one could challenge me and no one could contradict me. My tensions were the highest when I started down my education. My education didn't come from a classroom. My education comes from real experience. I'm 36 with 22 years of experience in the world. I left home at 14 with 20 years of experience in sales and marketing and talking to people. And I've been in 35 states. I've been in over 10,000 family homes and I broke bread with a lot of people. I have a very wide perspective of what reality really is. Analytically, I've looked at it from day one inside of laws of numbers.
Hey, Matt, you've got to look at us sometimes.
Because numbers don't have a lie. They don't lie. They don't have feelings. Numbers don't define things. They don't care. It is what it is. They're neutral. They don't have an ego. It's people in religion that tell lies. So I started this platform because of my logic, because just by openly debating with people, because of my understanding of words and syllables and the color of the red, blue, and yellow of each letter of the English language and the 30,000 words therein. How many words? I know more than you. I promise. It's not a fucking ego. Because of anxiety and OCD. What don't I know? What don't you know? What
You're
should you
breaking up a
know?
little bit. You're breaking up a little bit for some reason.
Well, that's going to be the internet, you know, some of
It's
it.
all right
You're on
when you
Wi-Fi.
talk a bit closer to the phone. We can hear you a bit more. Sorry, Matt.
Right. Well, you know, all right. So my investigation started from the fact that religion and education are one and the same. They're nothing more than interpretations or opinions to control the outlook and action of humanity. They're not truth. 2,000 religions, 2,000 stories, and no two history books tell you the same story. So school and religion are lies. They're selling you lies, trying to control your interpretation of reality. There go religion and education is ego. They're all the same. So drop your ego at the door, drop your religion at the door, your degree at the door. I don't care about what your fucking opinion is. Because no two history books tell the same story. And no religion tells the same truth. There's 2,000 Christian religions. Drop your ego at the door. There's only one truth. Only one sound truth. This was a very powerful thing for my mind to come around. There's only one sound truth. I started looking at this oneness. There's only one. There's only the whole, shape, and only one sound. There's only one fucking sound. They don't present sound in this way in school. They present it in notes and keys and pitches and frequencies, slivers of the whole, but they never say this is the whole fucking sound of things. Never. This is the sound shape of things. They never say anything like that. I started keening on it. I started looking at TVs and cell phones, and you look at your cameras, they're censored. Your lenses for your cameras, they got filters on them they have infrared filters on there that affect and change your perspective of how you physically see your reality through that lens. They're putting extra filters on that reality. Through that lens, they're adding filters that don't need to be there. They're doing it to manipulate how your eye interprets reality. That's just on cameras. And you talk about television, it's the same thing. They're not using primary colors to express reality. They're using primary colors. Green is the sub-primary color. It's not prime. So red, blue, green. Green is not prime. It's sub-prime. It's not a primary position. So that's how they're manipulating vision to the green screen. Can you tell green screen reality from the real reality? If they're playing a movie on the news, could you tell it to be so? Could you tell it from the real world? How do you know which is which? Okay. Green screen reality, you know? How do you know what's fucking really real and what's not green screen? There's a movie about this called Wag the Dog with Dustin Hoffman, all about how they were going to make a movie and sell it as the news, put it on the 6 o'clock news as current events, as manipulation of the mind on the masses. That's a movie called Wag the Dog, Dustin Hoffman. Psychology, Halian dialect. When you understand Halian dialect, then really your news is the movie. The movies is the truth, and the news is the fake news for the fucking sheep. Sheep, the fish, the third eye blind, the ones that are just walking around treading water and trending, chasing material bullshit, one thing to the next, competing with their neighbor. Those are the trendy, those are the emotional fish. Those are the ones that are not questioning their reality or experiencing. You're not experiencing your reality. You're not even living. You're trending. You're treading. You're not even trying. Your TV is controlling your thoughts and your emotions. You're trading your soul time. Your soul. Think carefully. When you work, you're trading your soul. You're trading your time. Your time is a commodity. You're trading your soul time for the things the television is telling you to buy. controlling your emotions, making you trend and tread water. Yeah, let's try this. I'm getting all thank. This is the first time I've done this, so bear with me. There we go. Let's do this. There we go. All right, so we're trending. Treading water, your fish in the current. This is the current. You're standing in. You're standing on atomic water, the soil line. Soul, sun, shine, resonance. The earth is the result of the whirling of wind, water, fire, and spirit. The whirling of the winds. The result is the world, the water world. Okay? Earth is the result of the whirling of fire, water, heat, electricity. Nothing's not moving. Resonance is the result of the whirling. That's why you have the world. Okay? How'd that blow your mind? Did that blow your mind? Understanding linguistics and sound. Having eyes to see and ears to fucking hear. Spelling itself is a art. There's many ways to express sound through written language, cuneiforms, letters, alpha, beta, aleph, atef, alpha, omega. Those are all different languages, and they're all in reference to their each cultural alphabet, alpha, beta. You've been reduced in your value down to a quarter. Through history, your understanding of sound and its relationship to this reality has been reduced to a quarter of your understanding. Quarter. Why I say a quarter is because one of the oldest religions in the world has 72 cuneiforms, names of God. This is what they're referencing to. You got to think innocently. Sounds, 72 sounds. And like Moo put out, Whirlpool, that's a corporation. They know this shit. They're fucking mocking you. Fucking mocking you. Your fish. Your fish. The deal is to make you believe more than what your eyes see. You're not, they're tricking you. Your eyes will deceive you. That's because they're going to make you believe something that's not to be true. They took the truth of this world, whirling, and they turned it inside out on itself. You're not on a ball. You're not on a ball. No. I'm sorry, you're not on a ball. You're inside a egg, a sphere, a atom, a fucking bubble. You're inside a bubble on a plane. You're on the outside edge of reality looking in. Space isn't out. No, it's in. Space is not out. It's inner. It's inner space, not outer space. It's inner. They turned the truth inside out on its face. And then they sold it to you in the mirror. They mock you and they sell you the reflection of the truth. Through the ages and the ions, there's a story in every religion of two brothers fighting. Even today, you just don't see it. Yeshua and Jesus are the expressions of that battle. They're not one and the same. It's pick a fucking side. It's pick a side. Which one do you believe in? There's a line in the sand. The metaphysical line in the sand. Do you believe in Jesus or do you believe in Yahshua? Well, I'm calling on Yah. So I'm going to be calling on Yahshua. I mean, that's where I'm kind of at. Because it's a sound connection. And it's a sound reason. And sound logic that brings me to that conclusion. Because Yah is salvation. That's a sound that I'm breathing. You're breathing that sound. Does it really matter the spell of it? Or is that just ego defining something? I know I'm right. I don't have no dog in this. I just don't fucking care. Right. And it goes on through and through history. Not just talking about in our current day. You go back further, you got Loki and Thor. You go back further, you got Zeus and Poseidon, Enlil, Enki, Jacob, Esau, on and on and on. It's a repetitive fucking story. The understanding is the balance. It's the balance that it clears up here. Okay. So we're talking in terms of Merkaba. We're talking in terms of the table of union. We're talking in terms of the crucifix. We're talking in terms of these symbols. They have dimensional meanings. They have time-space meaning. It's another language you're not clued into. You're not given a time-space understanding of reality. Not one bit. Not one bit. What you are given is a phonetic fish story, a sound story, something that's emotionally sounds good. So it creates an emotional attachment between you and a place, the church. By Christ's definition of the church, you are the church, not a building down there. You are the church. Spirit is in you from day one. You're out here looking for some kind of salvation, and Spirit's been in you since the day you were birthed into conscious reality. Consciousness itself is inside of you. You don't go fucking finding it out there. You're not going to find it down on Maple and Lane Street in some Baptist church or Pentecostal church where they got a usury system going on and they're usurping your current, your tithing, your time. Oh, that's called repetitive behavior, and that's an occult system. That's ritualistic. And when you drink wine, you eat crackers, you are symbolizing flesh and blood. I'm sure Christ would approve of you drinking blood, flesh, eating his flesh. I'm sure that he would approve of that. No. Okay. So you're symbolizing something. So every Sunday at 9 a.m., that's a schedule. That's repetitive. That's a control on your time. God don't want that. You're supposed to fucking walk with him. He's talking about consciousness here, not out there. You ain't finding it out there. Not one bit. Not one fucking bit. When you doubt yourself, you're in a state of fear because you're doubting. That's a problem. You doubt yourself, so you're in a state of fear, so you don't move, try, or do anything, and you ask no questions because you are afraid. What are you afraid of? Your reality being contradicted? You already have to go in this with the fact that you don't know nothing, so you should have no ego. There go, you have no opinion, and you have no dog in the fight. You don't have to feel any kind of way about anything. That is your free will. Choice is to feel positive, negative, or to stand in your water and just observe and experience things for what they are. Neutral. You don't have to define anything. That's judgment. And when you're judging shit, you're playing God. Who the hell are you? Who are you? Who are you to judge anybody? You're playing God. Are you Christian now? Are you really Christian now? Ask yourself that one. I don't fucking think so. Because the true definition of a Christian was understanding consciousness and having an interconnection to God. Faith is not religion. Faith is an understanding and a connection. That's faith. That's belief. That's not religion. That's you believing in yourself and in the connection in you, not doubting yourself. That's faith and belief. That's pretty powerful right there, isn't it? You see the mind manipulation? So they get you afraid. You're out there running around looking for salvation. You think you're going to find it in a building downtown, an organization, in a 501c3 approved corporation that's not telling you the fucking truth. They're censoring, removing, and editing books from your Bible every millennia. Every 20 years, they're removing information. No two history books tell you the same story. Go get your grandparents' high school textbooks, college books. They ain't telling you the same story today. They're lying. So why are you sending your children to their schools if they're feeding you poison and lies? Teachers who teach lies, you're a liar. You're morally bankrupt. You're teaching lies. You look around at people that are homeless, you look at them on the street, the prostitutes, the criminals, the addicts, you look at them and you think they're the fucking problem. And I'm looking back at you and I'm telling you, you're the result. You're the cause of the problem. You're the fucking cause of it. You're the result. Your leaders, your doctors murder more than guns. You give them peace prizes for killing people. Which religion tells you it's okay to kill? I don't think any of them. So when I go into these numbers and start explaining this, what you know, what you think you don't fucking know. You don't. So those things, you set them on the back burner when you come here and talk to me. You don't. The reason why I say that is because my education comes from travel and experience versus a classroom. That's why I do my things. My father was a legitimate bona fide genius. He could have been working for NASA, but he decided to be a humble paper mill worker and raise a family of 8. I'm the third oldest. My 2 older brothers and sisters are dead. Thanks, Uncle Sam, for chemical cancer that my brother contacted while in Bosnia. I appreciate it. Thank you for not giving my brother a flag. Thank you for not honoring my grandfather who served as well. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's why I do these feeds. This country had no respect for my family. 4 generations of military service. I just found somebody in my family that's been in the military every generation, far back as our family history can go. They don't honor my family. We don't even have our family land. We never even owned it, just like you. You don't own your land. You're paying airship taxes. You're renting the air that you're walking.
Matt is breaking up a little bit.
Where's your unseen title? You don't own your homes. You don't own your cars. You don't own your own flesh. You don't own your children. So now I ask you, what are you doing with your time? Each and every one of you is collateral for your nation's debt, your shadow and surety for the debt that's being built up and inflated by the people that run your countries. If you have a birth certificate, you're a bond to your country. Don't really matter which one you're in. Go figure it out. They're all being operated by the same people. That's why it don't matter. When you start looking around, the Queen of England is the Queen of England, or she's the Queen to 120 some odd countries. Go figure it out. With her personal wealth, she's the corporate CEO of other countries. They're corporations, including America, United States, corporation. People don't understand that shit. You are a corporation. You're a citizenship. Living in a township, a municipal ship, in a state ship. There's nothing that's not floating on water. You're under admiralty law of water. That's why your rights are not acknowledged. You're not acknowledged as living consciousness. You're not acknowledged as man or woman. People, persons, those words mean corporation and entity, dead beings, corpses. Your corpses floating in the water, citizenships with no consciousness, vassals, jars of clay, the potter's clay. Am I ringing home for some people? So, this right here is your table of union. And that's the four corners coming together, convergence in the fifth. And there's your crucifix, but that's actually what it's representing. This is what that means. This is the table of union. Things are not hard to understand. Question is, do you want to understand them? And are you willing to trade your time for the time it takes to understand this stuff? What's worth your time? What are you trading your time for? What do you trade your time for? Kit Kat bars, Pokemon, video games, keeping up with trendy technology. What are you doing with your time? What's worth your time? That's your soul. What are you trading your soul for that is so worthwhile? What are you trading your soul for? Your current, your energy. You're trading your current, your soul for currency, money. See? It's the fucking game of life. You're trading your current for currency. This here is your Merkaba in 5D, otherwise known as the Seal of Solomon. This is Solomon's seal. This is your Merkaba. This is you. This is reality. This is synchronicity. Table of union in 3D. Same thing. More detail. More defined motion. Further down the rabbit hole. Further you look, there's always more. There's never not nothing. Because in the whirling, there's always motion. There's always something going on. There's always atoms moving. Every sound you make, you have an atom's apple. So you're speaking atom. Atom. You're all speaking atom, sparking, creating atom, sound, sparking, creating atom into existence. Off the tip of your rudder, your tongue. Tongue is your rudder. It dictates the vibration of your life, rudder of your ship. Beware of the words you speak. You speak those things into vibration, into physicality, into reality. You speak your own existence into being based on the vibration you're sending out, based on the words, the thoughts, the feelings, the written letter. Everything counts. that blow your mind? You're conscious creators. You've been disconnected from your fucking other half of your brain. Lost the creative half of your brain. Creation is God. Lost your God consciousness, feminine understanding of water, how it moves in all its states of being. Water is in you. Water's in the soil. Water's in the rocks. Water's in the air that you are breathing. Water is in everything. Water is life. Water is time. Water is time because that is the medium the sound travels on. That is motion. That's how you get ions in motion. That's what they're doing. They're saying they own the atoms of the ions in motion, current of the sea, currency, money manipulation, water, piracy law. That's what it's all about. Stripping you of your rights by putting another code of law over the law of the land, by subverting the law of the land, by slipping it under your feet. This is the flower of DNA. That's a lot of dots, people. Yeah, better appreciate it. That's a lot of fucking dots. That's just a more detailed version of the table of union. A more detailed version of the Solomon seal. We're getting down to the dots of things. Nitty gritty. Nitty. There's nothing past what I'm showing you. It's the bottom dollar. What you do with it, that's your free will. And I will tell you, if you use or abuse this, in whatever manner you use this information, it will come back on you. And I'll also tell you, if you try to use this information in such a way that you're leveraging somebody, not a good idea. Rule number one. Rule number one in the water is you cannot control it. How do you stop a rainstorm? How do you stop a tsunami? You do not have no control over the water. Okay? You do not have control over the water. So in this situation, all you can do is allow. This is what Christ's talking about, standing in your water, standing in your light, stand on your truth, and stand your fucking ground. You're most powerful when you don't move. That's your most powerful is when you cannot be swayed, to sail, to move. Okay? My job was to make people feel so that they would decide to do something based on what I wanted them to do. That was my job. So I'm telling you the opposite of that now. My job to make a paycheck. I was interested in sales and making money like anybody else. Not that the company that I was working for wasn't a bad company. In terms of insurance, they were actually a very, very good company to work for. And the product they offered, it was mutual and it's self-driven. As farmers insuring themselves, collected as a pool. I believed in how they were operating. So yeah, that's why I was very good at it. In order to be good at whatever you're doing, you have to believe. You have to want to do it. You have to believe in what you're doing, or you won't be happy at all. Anything, doesn't matter what it is. You have to believe it. Okay. separation of mind between work and home. Your work problems are your work problems. Your home problems are your home problems. Keep your work problems at work. Keep your home problems at home. Separate and know the difference. Because you had a bad day at work doesn't mean you have to go home and yell at your spouse. Take it out on your kids. You had a bad day at work. Separate the two. Here. Work is at work, home is at home. Things that happened at work, they'll be there tomorrow when you go back to work. Leave them at work. You have better time at home with your family. Work is at work, home is at home. Quality, attention. So I had Kelly go through a lot of this. I mean, my book is really, I just say a pile of paper I just grabbed, people. It's only half of the madness in my brain. Only half. Kelly went through it for hours sorting out. I've done so many different things. It's like, I don't even know what to show people. I'm like, I don't know. So when you start thinking in terms like this in nature and everything is moving, you need to think and understand that literally nothing's not moving. So everything is pixelation. It's atomic. It's atoms. It's a fucking Truman Show. It's only mattering if it matters to you. If it ain't real, it ain't real. Don't matter, it don't matter. Your life sucks because that's how you look at it. That's your choice. Worry about what you don't have, what you do have, try to keep up with your neighbor. That's a state of fear. You're worrying and pursuing and fighting and competing with your neighbor. You're not loving them. You're not honoring the fucking commandments. You probably don't even know what your neighbor's name is. That's what society has done to us with technology. Most people don't know who their neighbors are. I know all my neighbors because I realized that thing. It's not what you know, it's who you know. It's a connection. It's network. Are you really gonna let your neighbor fucking starve? There are more churches in America than homeless people. How's that? Float your boat. There are more churches than homeless people. There are more buildings than homeless people. And some of those buildings are big enough to house all of the homeless. There's more buildings than homeless people in the church that cares about you. So you have to start thinking in terms of fractals, angles. And you have to start thinking in literal terms of things. So when you start looking at squares and circles, they're resonant forms. They're not solid. They're results. They're result of tools. A square is a tool. So you're squaring. That's the result and the action of using a tool. Square. Squaring. It's action, not physical, not solid. Same with a circle. That's the result of a compass. It's an action and it's circling, not physical, not solid. Those are actions, vibrations, movement. The vibrating forms caused by a triangle. Because we're dealing with fractions, thirds. And you're dealing with a center point. Now really you're dealing with opposition of a pyramid of motion. You're not dealing with anything else. You're dealing with that perception of a pyramid of motion. Because there's the whole and there's the 3 points. There's 3 points. The center in the middle is the vertices. There's 4 points in a triangle. You're forgetting. I just saw some people's minds, right? Who's heard the song, Your Clock on the Wall is Stuck at 3 o'clock? That's what they're expressing. Clock on the wall is stuck at 3. 12 equals 3. 11 is 3. Is 11 and 1. 1 and 1. 10 and 2. 1, 2, 3. 9 and 3 is 12. 8 and 4 is 12. 7 and 5 is 12. 6 and 6 is 12. And of course, you guys over here, I forget you over here. Your fractal state, where you're getting down into the water. The water is plasma, bioelectric magnetic field of energy. Ether, same thing. Just another word, but it is designed to throw you off and cause infighting over terminologies. People don't have the ability to listen to each other because they want to be right. I don't want to fucking be right. I never did. I enjoy throwing this monkey in this monkey wrench. I'm glad to be the one to throw it. I don't care. I want to watch this thing come down because it's a farce. Done. When you vote, you consent. Doesn't matter what party. A, B, or C. It don't matter what party. When you vote, you consent, and I don't consent. I don't give my voice to any party. I don't consent. You start dealing in terms of fractal numbers. Okay. You get yourself Fuego frequencies. That's what these are right here. So different vibrational fields of matter. It's 12 positions in the center point. Every number has a personality, which defines its electrical state of being. Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it neutral? For right now, is it red? Is it yellow? Is it blue? Because that's what we're told are primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. 3 primaries, and everything else is a result of motion, mixture, vibrating, changing from one state to the next. What's not moving? What's not in a state of water? Everything's moving. Everything has water in it. Your reality is only based on what you understand. How many questions have you asked? There's areas of your mind you have no understanding because you don't know. And the reason why you don't know is because you didn't ask. You didn't ask, so you don't know. That's why you're in the dark, because you didn't ask. You don't know because you didn't spend no time asking no questions. You're trending. You're being materialistic and egoful, fighting with your neighbors and being braggadocious about whatever the fuck you spent your paycheck on that you wound up throwing away in a week or 2 weeks, or you lost it and it didn't really matter to you in the first place because you didn't even miss it. Enoch talks about star counting, and what he's talking about is spherical representation of numbers, not their linear expression, but their pi spherical relationship to the whole sound and the whole shape of things and how they related to the circle. Their degree and point of perception, their point of angle and preference. Do you know your angels and angles? That's what they're talking about. Do you know your points of view, your pi, angles? You know your triangles and your angles and quad angles. You know your angles. opposition. You know your angles. I'm trying very carefully to present this perfect. You don't even understand. I have my whole life. I didn't ask to be here. My parents didn't even want me to be here. I was supposed to die. I was born with spinal meningitis. I've been in 12 car accidents. I've died twice. I don't care. I know what the hell this place is. Trap. The Saturn soul matrix. Every religion is worshiping cubism. Cube is a belief system. Ism is belief. Cubism. Every religion is cubism. Worship to a cube, mecha cube, flesh cube of the creation, not the creator. The flesh, the physical reality. They worship the physical reality. They don't worship God. They worship themselves. The result of creation. They don't worship God. Not your God. Not what you have in your mind. They have their own God, but their God is not your God. God is a generic word. This is how they scapegoat you. Fuck you over. P-H-U-C-K-T. Fuck. So no, I'm not swearing. Sound and judgment. Drop it at the door. Didn't ask for it. You got no idea what you're talking about. Not with me. PH makes the F sound too. So you got F, Fi, Fo, Fum. Phonetics, spelling a sound. Spelling words is an interpretation. That's an opinion. You can spell them however you want to. You can sound it out. You can spell it that way, can't you? And I'm sure the human that's reading your cuneiforms will get across. Anything else is just judgment. People don't listen to you because you don't spell their way. It's ego. It's judgment. You're not listening to the word or the sound of what I'm telling you. You're judging, mocking, insulting. So you start dealing in terms of pi and looking at pi as a circle and the result, realizing that the circle is vibrations. It's not solid. Now you got to fill out all the vibrations to figure this out. So what you're talking about, pi numerality, how shapes correlate are creating based on pi. The number divided by the circle gives you the degree, which gives you the symmetrical points from center that expresses that shape, that sonic form, that star shape. Enoch called this counting stars. Do you know your stars? Do you know your stars? Spheres, dimensional understanding. That's what this is. Remember, you can always backtrack and put pause on these things. I set this up like this. You can pause and have these things. This kind of information has massive effect on your reality. People ask me, how does this make you any happier? How does it apply? The more you understand it, it will change you from day one. Some people are probably having traumatic experiences right now as I'm speaking live. I can feel it. I'm tuned in like that. I really am. I'm extremely sensitive. And the reason why is because I'm known. I'm known for this. I'm more attached to all the people out there, humans, tetherings, connection to many people. It's humbling. It really, really is. It really is. So part of this understanding is in the fact that two negatives creates a positive, 2 to 1. thought Ellie was popping up asking about 21. That's what it's talking about. Two negatives created the positive. So 3 is a -3, 6 is a +6, 9 is a -9. 3 is mercury, 6 is salt, red is sulfur. Those are the 3 main ingredients to everything that you walk on are made out of. Mercury, sulfur, salt, whirling up. And those 3 states are the 3 parts of an atom. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 radions, 6, 6, 6. And the sum is 18. And the sum of 18 is 9 because 1 and 8 is 9. So you're afraid of yourself. Oh, it was 666. So the sum of it's 18. And the personality is 9. It's in reference to the 3 parts that create the atom that you are and you're walking on and you're in. The magnificence of the universe can be found in the laws of 3, 6, and 9. Nikola Tesla. Nothing not in 3 states of being in this reality. The electrical states thereof, a positive, a negative, and a neutral. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, plant, animal, mineral, ferrous, non-ferrous, dielectric, alkaline, base, acidic, black, white, gray, red, blue, purple. Nothing's not in 3 states. Water is solid, liquid, gas. Water is in all states. Nothing's not in 3 states. Man himself, physical, conscious, and spiritual 3 states of being. Nothing's not in 3 states. Law of 3. Of course, I wrote that. Nothing is not moving. Water is a neutral, undefined, unrefined carbon. Salt is the positive, air and oxygen, and fire is the sulfur red. Nothing exists without water. Too much water will kill you, not enough water will kill you. The South Pole is the female, the North Pole is the male. This is some pretty damning information, isn't it? You're not going to find this in your education system. It's not going to be taught in the church. I see the way people are being taught multiplication these days. And I'm looking at it and I'm just like, it doesn't make no sense to me. And I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to go back and I'm going to write down how they taught me math when I was in 10th, when I was 10, how they charted it for me. So if anybody's never seen this before, this is how multiplication was given to us in my school when I was 10. This is the 12 cube, or the 12 by 12 times table. I don't know how many of you have ever seen this before. All that is 12 across, 12 down, and you're multiplying by 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 12 by 12, 144 positions, 12 by 12 qubits. And the result of 12 times 12 is 144. Add a couple of zeros, 1,000. But the reality is in nature, there are no zeros because nothing's not something. Everything's moving. Everything's atom. There's mitochondrial atom in the water. There's nothing's not moving. You're a fifth flesh image of that atom on the unseen veil on the other side. You are the flesh image of what's the unseen world. You are expression of the micro in the flesh. And your bioelectromagnetic field energy, that's part of you too. You need to take that into a consideration in your mind. That's part of the image of Adam. That's what God sees. You don't see like a man. You got to think like God. There's parts of sight that you can't see. You can't fucking see the wind. You can't see a hummingbird wing. Hush. You can't hear a dog whistle. Sheesh. You don't have all the facts. I've been at this a long time. Law of thirds. Third position will reflect the personality of the first. Negative times a negative is two positions. And the result is a positive. You add a positive, that's third position. And the loop starts over. Yeah? All right, watch. Okay. So the first position is 3. All right? 6, 9. That means the fourth position has to be the same as the first. 12 is the fourth position, and the sum of it is 3. 21 is the sum of 3. See, the third position is always the sum of the first position. Now, what I've shown you is an infinite circuit in your numbers. Your numbers are looping and they're infinite and fractorial in nature. By the law of 9, NYNE, 9 is always 9. Any number multiplied by 9, the equation, the answer, the result, the personality will always add up and be 9, law of 9. And this applies to dividing by pi with 9 as well, and half. Remember, you can pause these, so I'm trying to get us on camera too. I am working 2 cameras here right now. You see that already, you guys, at Sun and Moon?
Sorry, yeah, I'm here. We're here. I'm just muted. Yeah, we saw that.
All right. Again, just remember, you can always review and rewind later, you know, pause, still frames, all that good stuff. See what I mean? This is for humanity as a whole to expand their fucking conscious state. You guys, I mean, we as a whole are just flat out fucked with a PH by Phoenician pirates. And when you got fucked by Phoenician pirates, they stole your goods, they murdered you, and they threw you in the river. You were fucked by Phoenician pirates. That's where the origin of fuck comes from. Food for thought. When you start counting by threes in literal terms, like a little kid, thinking literally, not trying to fucking disobey, but actually do what you're told, because we don't like to do what we're told. We like to challenge and not do what we're told. That's what we do. So when you count by threes, watch the result. Look at the answer. Look at the sum answer. It's always the same. See that? Counting by threes, the answer is always 3, 6, 9. Because you're getting right down to back to personality. Right back. There's only 3, 6, 9. I mean, you take those 3 numbers and you add them together, you get 18. 1 and 8 is 9. The ancients didn't have number systems the way we do because they understood them in a much different sense. They understood them in a dimensional understanding. You know, they literally understood them much different than we do. Just like children, it's really fucking embarrassing how far we have fallen in our understanding of reality and what time and space really is. Do you know your sound shapes? Do you know your sonic geometry? Do you know your alchemy and vibrating state of matter? They were teaching this in ancient Egypt. This is not new. It's ancient. Here's your cell phone. Here's your dial pad for your cell phone. That's a 9 cube. Oh, look. Yeah, 9 cube. They're selling it to you. They're even showing it to you on your dial pad on your cell phone. But we're so far behind, we don't have any idea of what they're showing us. It's all mockery. Information is right there in front of your face. That's your rotor wheel, your Rotary Club. They all know. These secret little societies, they use this information to abuse you, to control you. I know, and it scares the shit out of them. I guarantee you. I'm standing here dumping this stuff. You better be sharing it. You better be sharing it. I'm sitting here telling you Tesla was wrong in his final outcome, in his final equation. He ain't right. He was wrong. You need to really think about that. Anybody seen Star Wars lately or tuned a piano? This is expression of 36 positions of sound. I did it this way. Our English sound is only 18 notes, but you need to realize the mirror effect and opposition. So if you have 18 sounds on one side, then you have 18 sounds on the other side. And all I did was I mirrored them. And it's literally the sound. And how this worked out, I got it upside down. So you got a positive state of sound, a negative state of sound. And then we got the soul plane in the middle. Sun's plane, plane you're walking on, sunshine. You're walking on sunshine. You're walking on cobblestone road, standing in the water. These are all musings and technical terms for talking about quantum physics. They're hiding, plain sight. When you take the highest of sounds and you pair it to the lowest of sounds, the sum is the point in the middle. It's not a point that's equal to the rest of the sounds because the sum is higher. It's higher pitch than the highest note. If you understand. You add the sum of the highest note to the sum of the lowest note. The answer is 1,110. And as you pair off, the result and the answer is always the same answer. One, one. As you pair off the sound. I've been in more dark rooms, more dusty spaces, physically doing work, what I know. Not just having a phone and Googling some shit. They didn't even have phones then. I was reading newspapers, microfiche, doing work. You don't even know. All right. So I did a little bit of preparing for today ahead of time too, so you start seeing this stuff. So here is your 3, right? In Pythagorean understanding, this is 3. Why is that 3? Right? That's 3. Okay. That's the 3 points. Sulfur, salt, and mercury. 3 points. Sulfur, salt, and mercury. That's what that represents. Structure that brings everything together in the middle. 4. There's a pyramid from space. Look down on a pyramid, and that's what you're seeing, is it not? Is that not what you see when you look down on a pyramid from space? Is that the view of a pyramid, top down? As above, so
It
below?
is.
All right. Just wanted to clarify. I know it is. I'm just trying to clarify. I know it is. I know exactly what it is. That's 5. That's a fractal state of 5. So you're watching this grow. Went from 3 to 4 to 5. There's your Star of David. There's 6. That's you. That's your flesh meat suit. That's your Merkaba. They're hiding the middle stuff from you. They don't want you to know about the heart in it. That's what they did. They cut you from your heartstrings. Uh-oh. Of course, they probably don't like the fact that I'm just sharing this with you. Look at that. There's always something. There's always more. The further you look, the more there is. 7. 7 points, 52 and 33. 50, because we're dealing with fractions and thirds. 33, 66, 99. There is no 0. 33 is a third. Seven times 52.33. The answer is 360 degrees. And there is your 7-point seal. The 8th point in the middle. You notice this is symmetric. Nothing's perfect. Perfect language of the universe. Man did not fucking invent this shit. This is God in motion. This is sound in motion. Eight. But really, this is 9. It's 8 points, but 9th point is the vector in the middle.
Matt, people that may not know that you haven't gone to books for this, have you? This is what's going on in your head.
I don't have no books for this. I had to write all the law for this because there are no books for this.
It's all in your head.
Myself.
Did you hear me properly? I said you haven't
there's
gone
no
to
books for this. That's why I get mad at people. I tell them all the time, you won't find this on Google because this is my own personal work. I've got 30 years in this. I don't have a high school diploma. So you should be really concerned with your understanding of reality because I don't even have a high school diploma. And look what I'm showing you. Look what I'm showing you. I don't even have a GED. How about that? That's 9 with the 10th point in the middle. 9 being 40 degrees around the outside, 10 being the center point. 10 is 1.
Love it.
Your mind can't do this stuff. You don't have time-space understanding in your mind. From public education and the schooling system with a K. For fish. Flock of fish is school. With a K. And when you're clicking and hanging out with a posse of people and going downstream in the river, you're schooling. Isn't that great? You're schooling. So you got schooled. Now you're going down current, rowing your boat gently downstream with your posse in your flock of fish and your schooling. Isn't that the greatest thing ever? You graduated from high school, college. You're capped. You're capped in. Captain Hook. The J is the fucking hook. It's the logger's hook, the letter J. That's your fish hook because it's a fallacy. It's a phony letter. It didn't exist back then. They renamed him. They gave him a new name with a new letter, which is the curse of the fish hook. Because you were capped and capped in by James Hook. Captain James Hook. Captain J Hook. Who's fucking laughing now, brown cow? Who's laughing? I'm laughing. I'm laughing at all you. I grew up homeless. I grew up starving. I grew up on the street because the government took my family home. I grew up with no respect for the military and this government because they didn't even honor the service that was provided by them, by my family. You stole my family land. And now I'm showing you the secrets of all the hidden knowledge of the world. And I'm laughing at you. Because I was homeless. I spent 10 years of my life on the street. I don't get to see my kids because the woman wants to compete with the man and be the man. As a result, the kids don't have a father. She's working for the government, and the children are in daycare 17 hours a day. Who's raising the children? Television. Propaganda. Too many women wanting to be men. Men quit giving a fuck. Let them run themselves right off the fucking edge and watch. Bye. You did it to yourself. We're tired of it. You want to be us. We don't want to fucking play and we don't want to compete. We just want to be happy. You're making it really hard to be happy. Because you're marrying the state. You're getting welfare checks. And lawfully, legally, you're borrowing the money without the father's consent. You're making a contract between you and the state without the father's consent or approval. Therefore, you are fucking stealing. And then you're putting the fathers in prison because the mother borrowed money without the father's consent. That's called theft. That's unconstitutional. And children are not a criminal act. Fathers should not be going to prison because of money the mothers borrowed so they can go to the fucking nail salon or buy some Gucci shoes and some fucking weaves or whatever the fuck. Quit competing with me. I'm not trying to fucking compete with you. I don't want to be you. I wish to God you wouldn't try to be me. You got your own place. And it's no better than mine. It's no worse either. You're controlling the education of the children of the future. Look around. Where's the moms? Look at the fucking society we're living in. Where's mom? Not there. Look at the children. My God, they're smoking fucking Tide Pods. Are you fucking high, mom? Where are you? You're not in the home, are you, mom? Whoa. You don't hear that one, do you? Awesome food. No, it's fine. Isn't that rip your gut?
Bon appetit, Matt. Beautiful.
Christ consciousness, 10 points, 11 in the middle. 11 points to symmetry.
Yeah, good. Stay like this. Yeah, good.
There is no spirograph in this. People are using these things and they think it. God acts like a kid. A spirograph's a toy for kids. So he's innocent and childlike. And yeah, he moves in vibrations that happen to be a circular form. That's not a solid shape. Some of these I'm just showing you to show you, just so you have an understanding. Even the letters of your language have a positive, a negative, or a neutral. It's really simple stuff. Child's play. Once you're being seen, your brain will just fucking trigger. You'll just get it because you're being shown it. Because you didn't know. Now you do know because I showed you. I put some light on it. Now you know about it. Now your mind's going to have to adjust to it. You can't deny and contradict the things I'm presenting you, so your mind will have to adjust. You will have to adjust. There's not much you can do about what I'm showing you. Real quickly. Another law I wrote in relation to the balance of sound.
Yeah, now it's good.
Page here. But I'm going to explain it in a second. Just showing you the graph. I'm going to rewrite it. Drinking too much coffee on the job. So high, mids, and lows of sound, there's 3 states. High, mid, and low of each color. And that gives you positions. It gives you 12 positions of sound that are based on high, mid, and low ranges. So the highest blue to the highest yellow and the highest red, 3 sound waves that are in that category: high blue, high red, high yellow. The difference between each one of those is 111. Same in the mid, same in the low. Spatial difference between one side of the line and the other. All the way around. Perfect. All 9 categories, every category. Always 111. What I mean by that is high blue is 741 and high yellow is 852. The difference is 111. High yellow to the high red, the difference is 111. Spatial difference is always the same. Doesn't change. When you take and pair off sounds highest to lowest all the way across, you get 9 pairs. I'll put 9 of those equations on this piece of paper. Sum is 1,110. But it's really 3 because there's no 0. You're talking about the positive point, the negative point, the neutral point, all. It's all coming back to those things, out from its expanse, and it's returning. When it imploded out, expanded out from implosion, not explosion. It turned in on itself, halved itself to create a duality between male and female energy, sexes, it sexed itself. Consciousness sexed itself half, male and female energy. These personality states of 369 go into your sound waves, grouping of numbers, everything. Everything. Then you start talking about animals, you start talking about gems, minerals, and it all correlates. It all correlates. And the reason why is because everything is carbon. Because water is undefined carbon. It's carbon that hasn't decided to form yet. It's neutral about things. It's just hanging out. It's water. It hasn't decided what shape it wants to be. It hasn't molded itself to anything yet. You have to see this way. When you see it this way, then you're a mage. Now you're a magi. Now you're a Jedi, or a magician, or a sorcerer, or a Christian. All those words mean the same thing. Or an alchemist. All those words mean the same thing. Those are the true definition of those words. They all mean the same. Christians are mages and Jedi. They're aware of the conscious connection to God within their own flesh church, their blood, their soul, their conscious connection to creation. Christians walk around realizing they are the image of God. They are the image of Adam, because Adam's in everything and you're in one. Adam's in everything and you're in one. That's it, right? How am I doing? Anybody got any questions in Sun and Moon? Anybody want to ask a question? I'll take a second. You're gonna take a question or two.
Yeah, the chat room are just agreeing a lot with you
It's a lot.
and really liking
It's a lot.
the vibe, like listening to you, Matt.
It's a lot of information, and I don't expect most people to just get it right away. They'll probably get it in the morning when you're taking a shower after you had time to think about it. That's how this works. It takes time to really mull it over and think on it. If you don't give yourself the time to think about things, how the hell are you going to know anything?
Rab said he couldn't see all the pictures properly.
Well, I see some questions down here on my other time too. I'm trying to interact. I know I'm just going, but I want to try to answer some questions too.
Jonathan wants to know who's at the top of the pyramid power then, in control.
That's a question. You know, that's a good question. I could tell you they're not human. Would that help your mindset any? That would make more sense. People don't want to talk in those kind of terms. They want to think those things aren't real and they don't exist. But the reality is they're spoken of in every religion. They don't have the eyes to see it. Jinn, Archon, demons, Nephilim, Greys, Anunnaki, Pleiadian beings. They got so many different names going on. Keep in mind that Aleister Crowley said, right now we call them demons, but tomorrow we'll call them something else. That's a quote. That's a quote. That's a quote from George Bush's grandfather. Today we call them demons. Tomorrow we'll call them something else.
Hey, Matt, Marie in the chat room wants to know, so what is this place we live in then?
Hell. You're living in a trap. You're living in hell. This is hell. Your job is to find your way out of Satan's trap. When you come to the realization that is only fear, it's only you defining this thing. Things only matter to you because you make them matter. You feel they matter, so you act on those emotions. You're not supposed to act on your emotions. You're supposed to stand and be a witness, and witnesses don't play. They're not actors. They're not on stage playing a part. They're watching the show. They ain't playing in it. They're standing stones. They're not rolling stones. They're standing stones. Yeah. Rolling stones. That was a massive mental manipulation, Rolling Stones. That's exactly what they did. Look at the country before the Rolling Stones. Look at them after. Beatles. All the 60s music. What if I told you that Jerry Garcia worked for the government? How about that? Isn't that funny? Jerry Garcia worked for the government. The more you know, the less you want to know. So I changed my sound wave presentation. Tesla did his on 12, and I'm looking at his tier setup, and I'm like, that's 3. It just doesn't feel right. And the reason why it didn't feel right, because it's into the second circuit. 12 is not in the first circuit, it's in the second circuit. So he's using a square representation in a partial second circuit for his scale. So I finished the scale by going to 18, because in our bar of music, we have 18 scales of music. So I created a sound chart based on the 18 positions instead of 12. I have that here. And this. I mean, I've been at this.
Now it's good.
Yeah. Their opposition and their exact opposite. It's part of my particular version I like to be balanced, and I like things to be to the left, to the right, even. So my mind is full on aware of duality. I'm fully aware of it, and I apply it. I realize that whatever I'm looking at, there's more to the other side. What I'm looking at, there's a reflection on the other side, the unseen. It's part of my mindset. I already know it's there. I act like it's there because it is there. I just can't see it.
Hey Matt, also
Yeah.
like these experiences that you've had, like we're lucky that you're here. Through that, you've become even more sensitive and see more things, don't you? That's what all this is about. Is it the other part of your
Yeah.
brain's doing other
Stroke.
things? Yeah. Mm.
I had a stroke, starting to have anxiety about this stuff in 2009, and I had suffered a full-on paralysis in the middle of my brain. I don't think it was the way it was because of addiction problems at the time before I went to prison. Smoking synthetic spice. I was on probation for bad choices I had made, so I wasn't allowed to smoke marijuana. So I was trying to be a good, law-abiding citizen and do what I was told, or I was going to go to prison. I want to put on spice, and it caused me to have a paralysis in my brain and a rupture in my stomach, and I had 2 feet of intestine removed from my stomach. So that was. But when I came out of this, my perception to reality really changed. See more spectrum, see more light, see more motion, and and the understanding of this has always been there for me. I never did not have this. I've been doing this when I was a kid. I just didn't understand it. It's time, space dimensions. We have that conscious connection to creation before school. It's schooling itself that reduces and destroys that conscious connection to God and creation itself. When they put you into school, they mechanically destroy your brain. They force you to write right-handed and put you in the left sphere of your mind, which is red form of energy of the sun. And the logo for a Salvation Army is blood and fire. So their red energy is a representation of blood and fire, the red shield. And Rothschild, Lord Rothschild of England, that's German. Rothschild is German, and it means red shield. So red shield is Rothschild's army. And that is Rome and Enlil and Phoenicians, and the Byzantine Empire, Persians, all the way back to the beginning. Russia, Persians, Russians, Persians. It's all the same. They just added sounds to hide the names of places. Europe, that's the land of Ur. They added an E and they churched it up with an OPE at the end of it. Land of Ur, Europe. That's the land of Abraham. They went out of there. Kemet, Egypt, that's the United States. What was the name of the United States 1,000 years ago? Egypt, right here. Not over there. Everything's been renamed. Israel today, for Yudit, it's not a country, it's a corporation. And it's owned by the English. It's a corporation. It's not a sovereign nation. It's a corporation. It's owned and operated by Jewish Zionist money. Rothschild money. Blood money. Bought it, 1917. Balfour Agreement. It's all public knowledge. How much do you want to know? Can you even handle knowing? Can you even handle knowing? That's what it comes down to. Can you handle knowing the truth? Because the truth is some scary ass shit. It really is. I'll share a few of these fractals I've been doing. And these are understanding of the Coriolis effect of magnetism, how it expands out from center. How everything is always moving out and around from center. You can't program a computer to do this. I wouldn't know how to. I do these by hand. I understand these in my mind. I don't have a fucking computer program to do this.
Hey Matt, how many hours do you reckon it's taken you to draw all those pictures?
I don't even know. Too many. Too many. I'm completely detached from society. Too many. I'm completely untouched from trinkets and bullshit. I got too much time. So there ain't nothing else for me. I'm at a level of understanding where I can't tolerate a lot of bullshit. I don't listen to commercials much. I don't like watching any TV. I don't even like listening to music that has words. I know the words are spells. Musings are spells. An influence over your mind. I mean, I got a lot of these. These are all fractal pictures and patterns. I got thousands of these. Every different form. You want a ruby, you want an emerald, you want to look at gold under a microscope. I know the frequency and the pattern that it vibrates and the shape and the form that it will create, cause and effect into the physical world based on frequencies. Because nothing's not carbon, everything is carbon. The definition of anything is just the speed of its frequency of resonance and its density. And the density of something expresses its color. And color is nothing more than the expression of frequency light, which is expressions of particle expressions of the whole sound. Sound is expressed by light. Sound is 6 times faster than light. Sound comes first. It creates the foundation for reality, and then sound expresses the speed of it. And everything is moving states of water, even rocks. Everything has water. Everything. It's all energy changing from one state to another state, constant motion. There go time is the measure of atoms' movement that has already gone by. That is time itself. It's the motion of the atomic mass of water movement. That is time itself. That's a prospectus of sound coming straight at you. Scalar sound wave coming right at you.
Big wow, man. Big wow.
That's the duality state of your star, David. Duality inside your 6-pointed star.
Yeah, beautiful.
I have a lot of these understandings. Some of the better ones.
But I can drown in this.
I have so many. It's
Love
just a matter of like, what do I want to show people? Oh my gosh. We're all our own worst judges. Very critical of ourselves all the time.
Judith just said something. What did you say, Judith?
I love it so much. Yeah, I wish my house was like Matt's house. Everywhere I want this. Beautiful. Beautiful, Matt. I wish my house looked like your house.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking to you at the same time. Thank you, Judith.
Wow.
So it's just understanding how everything relates to a circle and its motion of a triangle that results in the reality that we are in. Because at the end of the day, there's a positive, there's a negative, and a neutral. And those three things are the whole thing, the whole line. Positive, negative, neutral is 3 points in a line. It's the whole thing. All of those things are creation. There go. All of those things are God in action. There go. God's not evil or good. God is neutral. Good and evil is dictated by ego, interpretation. What's good and bad is dictated by opinion. That's what Christ really came here to tell us. Because even in his day, the masses were mind controlled by the church. And he was always trying to tell you the same thing I'm showing you now. Telling you the birds would come first if you think heaven was above your head. He was being literal. And he was being funny. So head consciousness and the connection to and heaven are inside of you. You make this your heaven. You make this your hell. You're in hell. This is Satan's physical reality. It is his kingdom. It's not God's kingdom. It's Satan's kingdom. So your objective is to recognize the fact that it is Satan's kingdom. Once you're there and you realize these things, and all they are is opinions, and egos, and interpretations, nothing really matters unless you feel it does. And that's what they're trying to do, is to control your emotion. They're trying to control your outlook. They go by controlling your action because they control your prospectus and your education. Because they control your education, they control your emotional feelings and thoughts towards things, so that will control the outcome of your physical actions.
I love you, Matt. Thank you. Love you so much. I appreciate.
Because that's exactly what's. This battery is getting ready to die. Let's see.
You then, Matt?
Well, I had the phone just kind of sitting against my laptop. So now I'm going to try to balance this thing and charge it at the same time. Keep you guys running. There we go. All right. So yeah. So you're talking about rotation of pyramid. Okay. That look like an eyeball?
Yeah. Yeah.
And right in the middle, you see your pyramids in motion. You see them.
Yeah.
So the expanse is caused by the motion, and resonant vibration creates the solid density that we're on. Resonance is soil. Well, as far as those names, we need to start realizing, for example, when it comes to the word Anunnaki, I find it most curious that the ancient Greeks called the mother god Anunnaki, Anaki. And they spelt it A-N-N-K-E, Anaki. And you slow that down, you got Anki. And these aliens are saying they're Anunnaki. And the Greeks referred to the mother primordial waters as Anaki. And remember, these demons, they work in half-truths. So if they're saying they are coming from Anaki, They're really not lying when you understand that that's an ancient word for the mother, the water, the primordial force. That's what the Greeks referred to mother, just like Isis or Maya. Maya and Isis are other words for Mother Earth, for the moon, mother, feminine form of energy, water. We're fighting over spellings of sounds of things. Really what it's coming down to. We're being cut off from the female energy form of water, ether energy, and the magnet, and realizing that there is no gravity. Everything is centrifugal energy being pulled to the center. Everything has current and electricity and magnetism, laws of attraction, the 42 laws of Maya, everything. Everything is a state of motion and attraction, and all forms of energy shift from one state to another state, the next state, until everything winds back up the center source again. Left from the center, and eventually it winds back up at the center. Oh, darn it.
Hey.
So that's what happens. You're talking about a shifting in energy from one state to another state to the next state. The word happened, and all this outpouring of energy into the expanse from the turn in, from the implosion, not explosion. So you have inner space because you're on the edge looking in. You're on the edge looking in to space. It's in, not out. They turned it inside out. So the Earth is concave in its natural state. The center point of the universe is the Polaris point. That's why the 4 seasons and the equinoxes come together in the middle of the universe, the pole star. Because the pole star, the polarity point in the middle, that's the middle of creation. That's the midnight sun. That's the dog, backwards, God, star. The tides had me fooled for a while. They really did. And then I realized it. Because we're on this conscious plane and it's rising up and down on the pole. And when the conscious plane is rising up down on the polarity pole, right? Does it really matter north and south? You just need to understand that it's 2 ends of the same line. Let's just change that word pole and call it axis line. Okay, so the North Pole, South Pole axis line, they're connected through the center. This energy, you can ride it from one end to the other in a few minutes. You can go from the north end to the south end, whoop, really fast. They don't want you to understand these things. There's more land. That's why they're doing it. They're hiding landmass to keep us controlled and boxed in to a certain amount of land. I was really fooled for a while until I heard the Admiral Byrd story when he's talking about their land being counter opposite of Kansas. And he's talking about different heights. And we're on this edge. So there's more land masses around on this edge. You investigate Captain James Cook, he went around the whole planet, 45 years for the Crown of England. Spent 25 years at sea, 60,000 miles. Couldn't find a way out. Couldn't find a way out. Didn't go off the edge. Couldn't find a way around the ice wall. That's what his journal was all about. 25 years looking for a way around the ice wall. Working for the Crown of England, 1700s. You gotta understand, they've been figuring this out a long time. The information that they want you to know and the information you need to know, they are 2 different things. They are 2 different things. False flag, that's not new. That's very old. That's pirate language, 1700s. False flags go way back. The first one, the Boston Tea Party. That's the first false flag. The Native Americans that dumped the tea, not Native Americans, and they weren't the ones that dumped the tea. It was George Washington
Matt,
and his Mason buddies.
You said concave. You reckon that this is a concave realm, not a flat realm?
Yes. This is what I've been getting at for a long time. And we want to listen. The Earth is the edge. Like I said, I got something nobody else has got. I got my internal perception. That's what I got. I know what I got. That's exactly what it is. They're trying to get us arguing about flat, and it's not even flat because we're on the edge. We're inside an egg sphere, and we're on the edge looking at the sun in the middle of the yolk. And we're walking on a hamster wheel, halo Earth, a halo around the center. Fucking game Halo. They're showing you the shit. You just don't realize it. Night sky and day sky, those are rotations of water. Okay? There's two skies opposition to each other, night sky, day sky. Not one sky. It's two skies. And there's a sun for the night sky and there's a sun for the day sky. Night sky and day sky, yin and yang. Hey. So the sun and the moon are rotating around the pole point in the middle. And they're going up and down the pole. And this up and down action, up and down around the pole, is the elliptic. And that's what causes the high tide and the low tide of the ocean. Cause and effect. That's what causes it. The rising of the plane causes the high and low tide. That is a pentagram in the center. That's not what you've been taught. It's actually the right form of Fibonacci. Time and space. You ever heard the expression, you're off a half inch, you're off a mile? Buddy, you guys are off an inch. You're off 2 miles. People didn't want to listen to me at first because I was too young.
You had your finger over the microphone then, and then you took it off. Carry on, carry on, carry on.
You see that?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Fibonacci. Fibonacci doesn't have any square or right angles in it. There's no squaring into time. Fibonacci's a lie. Listen to the sound it's spelling. Fib-onacci. I can see on a fib. That's exactly what it's spelling in the mirror. I can see on a fib. Yeah, I can see on a damn fib. I can see both sides of the mirror. Because that's what they're doing. They're playing us. Ancient language was written left-handed from the bottom of the page to the top left corner. From the bottom right to the top left. They wrote upside down and backwards. They wrote from the bottom right to the top left. We write from the top right to the bottom crisscross. Your spoken word. The Coriolis effect. Spoke word. The whirling of the word. That's why circles and squares are resonant forms and they're not solid and or not physical. They're the result of action. Squaring and circling. They're not solid. They're the result of angles working together to create that. That's an atomic explosion. Nothing, something, the spoken word. There's the Y in the middle. This duality state in motion, Merkably in motion, spinning outward. There's your Star Davis spinning out into the expanse. There's your meat suit and the energy going in and out from it in the fractal state that your eye can't see because you don't think it's there, but there it is. I need to think in terms of space and pyramids in motion, dimension, not on a linear form, not on a line, not on a fishing line, not on a fish hook. I don't like green eggs and ham, and I'm not going to eat a fish story by Dr. Seuss. That's you. Another expression of your meat suit, your Merkaba. You. That's your heart in the middle, and that's the energy that leaves and comes through you based on how you feel. I'm not stuttering. I'm not saying if, ands, or maybes. This is what it is. It is what it is. And it's very time. I'm doing time. I'm in prison doing time. It's hell knowing this much information and everybody around me is clueless. It's hell. I'm sitting in the box waiting to rot and die. My back's broken. My hands are decrepit and crippled. My shoulder blades are broken. Torn Achilles. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. I listen to people complain all day, but you never hear me complain about anything, really. I mean, I scream about people's attitude, but you never hear me complain about my personal life.
Yeah, well, you're determined to always get this information out, aren't you? Every day you're streaming on Facebook. It's a burden when you know so much, isn't it?
It really is. It's hard to. What am I supposed to fucking do? You know, what am I supposed to do, really, Karen? Am I supposed to sit around and watch cable TV, turn into a 400-pound fat pig with 40 cats, and God forbid Kelly turned out that way too? No. See? What the hell are we supposed to do with our time? You know? I'm sorry, I don't like watching sitcoms and buying trendy things that just keep recycling themselves over and over, getting me to trade my soul for shit that has no value.
It is a shame we don't all live in the same place, if you know what I mean. I mean, I know we live in the same place on Earth, but I mean in the same countries, because we'd all come and see you, Matt.
You know, I don't even know. I'm just fed the hell up. I look at my neighbors and I want to kill half of them because of their stupidity. I can't even look at them. I can't tolerate them. They disgust me.
Not my neighborhood, Matt. Not my neighborhood. I love my neighborhood. All of them.
If you saw my neighborhood, you would understand. I'm not judging them. I'm just watching, observing them. I'm observing and speaking on what I've witnessed them do. I'm not passing judgment. I've already seen them act foolish and crazy. I'm not interested in having them in my life based on their own actions.
Yeah.
I don't want their shit in my life. I don't like how they behave. I told them they behave wrong and they started giving me a hard time when they don't know anything. All they know is what was presented to them by a government that's never told them the fucking truth about anything. And the history books keep changing every 10 years. Pills don't cure anybody. No leader tells the truth. You're voting for the best beastly liar. Because that's what it is. Democrats and Republicans, elephants and asses. You're a fish, and you're voting for the best beastly dressed liar who's a lawyer. And they're all in the pocket to the same place. So does it even really matter? You're selecting from a handful of people that were selected for you to vote from. So you only have this appearance of voting. Joseph Stalin says, I don't care who you vote for as long as I control the vote. That Yellow Submarine song, David, is referring to this too. Think about it. Yellow is the plane of existence. Sub submarine underwater. You're living in a yellow plane of existence underwater. You're living in a yellow submarine. Look at the shape of a submarine. It's a bubble. It's a sphere. It's a construct. It's yellow and it's below water. That's what he's telling you. You're living in a submarine. See?
I love it.
Don't you feel like, oh, my fucking aching ass? I can't believe they got it. So the same expression. Here's another one. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl. Think about the picture, two fish swimming in a fishbowl. That's your yin and yang. They're musing the same exact shit. We're just two souls swimming in a fishbowl. Think about the two fish swimming in a bowl. That's a yin yang.
Beautiful.
Musicians for 50 years. And then ones that got real popular, they whacked them because they got real popular.
Yes.
My grandfather was a musician on Hee Haw. If anybody's old enough to remember Hee Haw. That's an old.
Explain. Yeah.
That was some backwoods, grassroots, redneck comedy back in the early 80s.
Wow.
My Aunt Sarah was one of the singers who is a music professor at the New York State University. So I'm trying to express these fractal states and expansion of 9 by just using lines in this one. This is your Coriolis effect, but I'm only using straight lines to express it.
Beautiful.
It's how we perceive things. We don't give our minds enough credit and we're too afraid to try, so we don't. And then because of that, we're stuck in a state of fear and anxiety. And then we choose to be upset. It's your choice to be sad. It's not a mental disease that where you're requiring a pill. You're choosing to be sad. The illness that you're suffering from, that's from taking the pill. Because now you got something called side effects going on. And warning, this pill may cause you to kill yourself. Don't say we didn't warn you. I'm sure that's a really good thing to give somebody when they're just sad, is to give them a pill that will cause them to have suicidal tendencies. Does that even make sense to you? Listen to the warning labels and the side effects to the pills that you're putting in your body. They're making you sicker than why you went to the doctor in the first place. How long have you been on the pills that you're on? When are you ever going to get off of them? When do they ever cure you? When do they ever cure you? When do they ever? They don't cure you. Truth be told, doctors kill 1,200% more people than guns. Doctors kill 1,200% more people than guns. True story. They kill more people per year than guns. Doctors do. Where's their liability? For murder. How much is human life worth? They murder 1,200% more than a gun every year. They also cause prostitution, criminality, and addiction. They are the seed and source of evil in your local communities. They're dissemblers of communities. They're not healers. They're murderers. They are the source of the evil. Doctors are murderers. Your pharmaceutical corporations are owned by the Chinese government. Do you really think the Chinese government cares about the people in America? I mean, should I even have to give you an answer to that question? They control and supply you with your medication. Do you really think they care about you? If you don't care about your own health care, why should your neighbor? If you don't care about your own health care, why should your neighbor? If you're 400 pounds, whose fault is that? Is that your neighbor's fault? Or is that your personal fault? Because you shoved 400 pounds worth of Big Macs down your throat, processed food, GMOs. You didn't care about your health care. You didn't care about what you're shoving down your throat. You turn into a chemically dumbed down compliant citizen because of what you're putting in your mouth. Whose fault is that? Should I care about what you did to yourself? Am I supposed to monitor every one of your meals for your health care? You don't care about what you put in your mouth, so why should I? Why should I have to pay for the expense of taking care of your health care when you don't care about your health care? If you don't take care of you, how the hell is your health going to get any better? Who knows how you feel any better than you? Who knows how you feel better than you do? Why can't you run self-diagnostic tests? I feel this way. Oh, good. What does that? Why do I feel that way? Oh, I'm missing a vitamin. Oh, so I should go to the store and get some vitamins. I should take care of my health care. Who knows how you feel better than you do? Self-diagnostics. The hell do you need them for? They don't care about you. They're there to sell you poison pills that never fucking cure. Doctors are murderers. They kill 1,200% more people than guns. The Coriolis center in the point in the middle is your pole. See how that works?
Beautiful.
And we're on the outer edge.
Wow.
We're on the outer edge looking in. It turned everything inside out, literally. The result's a concave curve. When you take what they're showing you and you turn it inside out, you got a concave earth. Look at it. You turn it inside out because they're lying to you. It's always upside down. So turn it upside down. Inside out. Start looking at everything this way. Look at both sides of the reflection of a situation before you make an action. Recognize the unseen factors before you jump, like fish. And feel and act.
Yeah.
Because it's not your job to feel. It's not your job to act. Witnesses stand.
Yeah, solution. I love it, Matt. The solution.
Yes.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes, Matt. Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're not here to do anything particular more than experience. We're the eyes and feelers, receivers of consciousness. And we create it when we speak based on our feelings and our perception, which comes from our outcome from religion and education. And all those things, all they are is ego. It's not truth. It's not truth. Spelling is a form of art. It doesn't make it right. It's a form. There's many ways to spell. Whose is right? Who's crazy? Who's smart? Give them a pen. Where's the line in the sand? Who's crazy? Who's smart? Who's normal? Give Dr. Kevorkian a pen. He's the smart guy in the room. Are you kidding me? Because that's what you've done, America. You gave Dr. Kevorkian the fucking pen.
and the pad, and he's labeling people crazy or not crazy. That's what you've done. Who says who's crazy? I didn't do that because I didn't vote. I don't consent. I don't play. They're all prostitutes. They all got corporate sponsors. They no better than a hooker on the street corner. They've prostrated themselves out. They're traitors. They've prostrated themselves to foreign entities and nations. Because in communist nations, corporations are owned by their nation. They're not separate from the government. The government owns the corporation. That's the law in a communist nation. The people are property to the nation, and anything they produce, the government owns it. Is that how you want this to be? Because that's what you're allowing to happen. I didn't consent. I don't vote. I ain't playing. Yeah, Grace, isn't that mind blowing? I've got some people's mind blown right now. It is a lot. It is a lot. It's understanding that you don't pursue in the quantum physics of things in this reality when you understand things and look at the perspective of a witness. Watch. There's always things happening. You can chase or be pursued. One or two. If you chase, there's nothing chasing you. See that? You stand still, everything's chasing you. Everything's pursuing you when you're not playing the games. All the energy's coming your way because you're not feeling any kind of way about it. So because you're not chasing or pursuing things, everything goes your way.
Love it.
You're not chasing the dollar or the carrot on the stick. You're not playing, you're not a hamster on the wheel, and you're not running that rat race. That's how you win. By not playing, by not pursuing things, by recognizing what you need versus what you want and realizing the difference. And living with inside your means instead of morally bankrupting yourself for a life of debt. You know, people think they got some money because they went to school. When you start looking at it, half of the people who went to school, all you needed was a state bar test. You didn't need to go to school. You just needed to pass a state test. You need to make sure you got enough brains to do whatever you're going to do. You don't need a school. You just need to pass the test that the state provides to make sure you know what you're doing. You don't burn someone's house down or destroy their car because you're stupid. School is a fraud. As a whole, it's a fraud. It's a fraud on the people's soul, their time, lives, energy. All time now paid back for a false education that has no value, here or later. I mean, people, I know every frequency.
Matt, it's a little bit muffled.
So I know every frequency. It's ridiculous. I know everything about the frequencies. I know how they move. I know how they operate. I know how they wave and ripple and change from one color to the next. I know. And when you know how sound works, then the reality is you know how everything works because sound is everything. Sound is everything. And the expression of it is everything. It's not something, it's all things. Whew. And through this understanding, that means that you can change the state of matter. You can change elements. You can turn things from one state of being to another. You can shift them by changing the sound frequency, the vibrational state inside the shape. You change the matter, you change its resonance, you change its color, you shifted it to another state. Alchemy 101. That's exactly what's happening. When you apply electrolysis to the state of being, and you apply a sound frequency or voltage, you're changing the state of matter and you're shifting it from one state to another. You're removing gases and elements from its state of being. You're changing it to be the next state or the lesser state based on what you're doing and how you're applying this understanding. That's what we have figured out right here in my kitchen without any kind of degree of any kind. That's why I do my feeds. Because we're understanding that by creating gel, we are ionizing materials in such a way that we're creating a gel substance that is creating a permanent state of electricity. Permanent. Didn't cost nothing. Didn't make no noise. Didn't get no smell. And once you've made it, it's always there because of the action of making it. And the result of it being there is from you causing it to happen. And the effect is the electricity. It's the understanding of that. Nothing's going to happen unless you don't do something. If you don't do nothing, then nothing's going to happen. You sit there and guess and wonder and try. No, nothing's ever going to change until you do something. You sit around and wait for everybody else to do it, but nobody's going to do it for you. Well, it's a lot, Karen. It's really a lot. You know? I get a check because of it, too. You know what I mean? That's the even more embarrassing part for society is I've been labeled mentally ill for my understanding of sound waves. Because of my autism. They just labeled me mentally ill. Put a label on me. They tried to get me a payees so that I wouldn't be able to manage my own funds. I said, "Are you high?" I said, "I don't think even you know numbers better than I do." And then they shut right up. I said, "I'm fully capable of managing my money. I don't need your help. I don't consent." They're trying to trick me into agreeing. That's what they do to you. They always try to trick you in. No one ever needs a payee. They suggest it, and then you trap yourself, and then you stick yourself into their program, and you can never get out. Now they got you labeled mentally ill with a payee. You're not legally able to do anything. You lost all your rights. You'll be the first ones they chip. They're already trying to chip you right now. And that's a true story. You got lots of true stories.
They're trying to do everything, aren't they? They're trying to do everything to us. We're just a big experiment, aren't we?
Of course you are. Big experiment. This is a fucking plantation. It's a plantation. Nobody's alive. We're all on boats and ships floating at the bottom of the dense ion sea under admiralty law of pirates and pedophiles. That's a true story. That's the nitty-gritty of it. That is. It's the nitty-gritty of it. I don't even like talking about some of the stuff I understand, but that's the nitty-gritty of it. The world is being owned and operated by pirate pedos. Look how many children go missing in your countries, in your land parks, your national reserve. That's where all your kids go missing, on national landmarks and parks and reserves and forest reserves, national landmarks, monuments, those sorts of things, those parks. Now go look at how many children go missing in your country.
Thing is, Matt, we've got nowhere to go, have we? Where do we go with all this? Where does someone like even you? Where do you go with all this information? Who's going to listen?
Right. Who's going to listen to me? Number one. Who's going to listen to me? Number one. Number one, who's going to listen to me? I don't even have a high school diploma. 90% of people, where'd you get your education? And I look right at them. Does it really even matter? Does the facts add up, Jack? They don't listen. They don't care. All they know is CNN. Like my buddy Randy's like, all I know is CNN, the Clinton News Network, and the George Soros funded media outlets. It's ridiculous. Forbes magazine says here, it tells you that 147 corporations are owned and operated by 4 corporations that sell you everything in your house. So that means 4 corporations own the 147 that sell you every product in your home. And you think you got a free media market and free information. It's insanity. It's an absolute vile cesspool of inbred insanity running the roost.
Mike, I have a question to you. You hear me?
And that's what they do to keep control is they inbreed. That way they can hold on to the reins of power and they can control their wealth on and pass it down. And they're all related. When you really start investigating, you find out everybody that's in power is related in some way, shape, form, or another.
Matt, do you hear me?
I mean, genetically speaking, when you go and look at, like, I'll give you a couple examples. Angela Merkel. Randy, drop some pictures for me, brother. I know you'll do this. Come on. Randy, drop a picture of Angela Merkel, Theresa May, and Hillary Clinton. Drop them right now. Drop them like it's hot. Boom, bang, boom. They're all cousins. Tell me I'm wrong. I've dealt with people too many years at spot genetics. They're all in the same family tree.
Matt, Judith just had a question for you. Judith?
Yes.
Matt, do you think CERN in Switzerland, they bring to us, to our life, being from other dimension, and they replace people, and they make all this evil, and yeah.
Yeah. When you start looking around into like the lost books of Enki and a few of these other ones, they talk about how Enlil or Enki, it doesn't matter. Let's put those names aside for right now. It's the understanding of the story. They went beyond their boundaries and they brought things into this reality that weren't supposed to naturally be in this reality. Is a archon, and an archon is a parasite. A parasite is an energy parasite.
Yeah.
If you look up Santelli, Santeli, Santelli telescopes, he's making a convex lens telescope. It's reversed upside down of your mainstream telescope, and it receives and looks at light in the exact opposite way. And through his telescope, you can actually see movement in the antimatter. You can see them motherfuckers with his telescope. You can see them moving around.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
You can see their energy forms because they're non-peripheral. They don't have physical containers. They don't have flesh bodies like us. But we must, in our mind, realize that there's organic life in all states of being.
So they manipulate our life.
Yeah. They manipulate our life. That's right. They wear you like a car. You're a car to them. They can jump in and out of anybody. They're cars. Meat suits. Right. Yes. But you have to consent. That's the other trick. You have to agree to be host.
Yes, exactly.
And the people that are up on stage, you call them idols or icons, they agreed to be hosts to those things. When you go and look, I don't care, pick a celebrity, pick an icon, you will find an interview where they said they sold their soul or they gave it up. They're being literal. You can see interviews where Kevin Hart's talking about he's got 4 clones. You know? Yeah. I mean, all the musicians that talked about this and tried to warn people, they were killed or they were made out to be villainous monsters, like Michael Jackson. He was trying to warn people about this stuff, but they turned him into a vile monster through media and propaganda. It's amazing what a newspaper can do through false flag manipulations. That's exactly how Rothschilds wind up owning the crown of England 300 years ago, by printing a false story in the newspaper. It caused the stock market to crash. For your country, Karen. You're still paying taxes on that. What they did was they leveraged the economy against itself. They had all their money on British bonds. They told the people that the British won the war. What happened was the American bond tanked. And as the American bond was tanking, they just sold out their British bonds and bought up all the American bonds and rode it all the way to the bank. And it crashed your economy 300 years ago. And you guys are still paying taxes on it today. So no country has sovereignty. Every country is a corporate empire, corporation, a ship under Roman leadership.
Yeah.
So you got Roman leadership, and you got stateship, municipalship, township, citizenship. That's the reverb of our society, the way it is. Everything's under dictation of Roman ships. These sound symbols are right there, and we don't look at it. We think it's nothing. We made an assumption. Well, it's a big something.
So Matt, when you know this truth, you are in a big power. You don't have enemy.
I don't have enemies?
No, because you have the truth. So
Right. They don't come to my house.
Yes, they don't. Exactly.
They don't come to my house.
Exactly.
They don't come knocking for coffee or asking for a bar and a cup of sugar or nothing. They don't come to my house, Judith. Nobody comes to my house.
Exactly.
That's fine with me. I'm perfectly content being a stranger in my own town. I'm perfectly fine with it.
Yes.
I'd rather them just leave me alone. And then
Yes.
I'm telling you, I try to work with people when I'm walking around town. I'll strike up conversations and I'll share information in that sense. But no, as far as my neighbors on Facebook,
a lot of us feel like that though, Matt. A lot of us are living in that kind of bit where you just can't go out there and talk to any of these people about any of this stuff. They'll all think we're mad.
Right. Which I try to break that by going out for a walk, and I will randomly I will debate people randomly on the street. Just for shits and giggles. To give it passion, share information, but I don't, like my Facebook says I'm in Korea or something. I don't know. That's not where I am then when I started it. And Facebook wouldn't let me change it. So I said, well, I'll just leave it alone. That way I'll be a stranger in my own town.
I'd like to tell you, thank you, Matt, for this knowledge. This is the top of this knowledge, tree of knowledge.
I mean, for a lot of people, yeah,
I appreciate
it's mind numbing when you first see it and you never heard it before, and someone's showing this to you.
Yeah,
it does hit you like a ton of bricks.
Yes.
And it does change your mind. There's nothing you can do about it. because it is the truth. It is.
Yeah,
There's
but
no,
it's so
you
good.
can't deny it.
In a
There's no
good way.
denying it. It's
Yeah,
like saying two doesn't add up to one and one.
in a good way. In a good way. Yes,
Right.
yes,
And Thoth tells you that when you see the truth, it changes you from the inside out. It changes your sleep patterns. It changes your diet. It changes everything.
yes.
Because
It's
in your head,
powerful.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
does.
powerful.
thinking truth.
Powerful. Right. Yes.
It puts you into a higher state of awareness when you're attuned to it, when you're aware of the truth. The more you understand what truth is and what it is and how it relates to you, the more aware and more conscious you are of it. And that's where you get your awakeness from, and that's where your internal perceptions come from, is understanding. The more you're aware and understand how things relate, the more you can see, the more you know. And you can't
Beautiful.
define any of it.
Yeah.
That's the
Beautiful.
kicker. It's because you have to go into study with no ego, because you've been given a false interpretation already. So you need to be in a situation in your mind where you're accepting of the fact that you don't have all the facts. So there go, you don't know anything because you don't know what truth is. You don't know where the barriers are and the boundaries of it and what defines it. And in that aspect, that's where all things are possible. Anything's possible or probable, because truth is really unknown. And that's what Mark Twain was getting at when he said that. He says truth lives outside the barriers of fiction and probability because it's outside of possibility and known fact, because it just hasn't been known yet, because it's unknown. That unknown variable changes everything every time, is what he's trying to get at.
Hey Matt, do you think that a lot of people are talking about this 144,000 like woken up? Do you believe that's what it is? There's just only going to be so many of us that wake up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. I think too many compliant citizens, and some of my friends think there's only 144 because there's no
Yes.
zero.
Yes.
So
Yes. Me too.
we just don't know. We're looking at that in God's perspective is 144,000 the same as 144. It's the same exact thing because it's both it's a qubit, just different scale and size. It's still the same shape.
Yeah.
That's just prospectus. We don't look at things right. We choose not to. We don't want to. We don't like the truth. We like our trendy crap on TV. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. Hi, hi,
This gel that I've created from running electrolysis and leaving it in this acidic state, it's already just hanging out. I had it's producing 5 volts of electricity in a permanent state. Is that rest? When you cause action, it increases 300%. It goes from 5 volts to 15.5 volts just from stirring it, causing friction in the water. Some of this stuff is just amazing. The implications behind this is that you don't need an engine. The battery's only getting charged. The engine's there to charge the battery to run that car, create the electricity to run the car from burning the fuel. But this battery is self-generating and it produces its own electricity, and you don't need to charge it because of content, and it's in a contained environment, a contained electromagnetic free area. There's nothing. It's completely contained. And because of this complete containment, you're controlling all the static and the current that's in this contained field. It'll run your car. You don't need an engine. You don't need a fuel tank. That battery will run your car on its own. That's where I'm at in my mind right now with this gel that I've created. I'm kind of lost at words with what I'm figuring out. I'm boggled by it. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing because not only could it do that, it could run your home. It could run your home. It really could. It could run your home. That's the lights. That's your power. That's your transportation. That's changes everything. And now you're looking at the money. That's why it won't happen. Is because our money is based on oil and the consumption thereof to create electricity. And I'm showing you how to create electricity for free. There's your problem. Who runs the oil? The Saudi Arabians, Rothschilds, and the Bush family. And the Bushes are direct relation to Saudi royalty. Yeah. So now what? You see what's going on now?
A little bit muffled, Matt.
What's that?
You're a little bit muffled now. It's like you put your finger over the microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said that our entire financial system is based on petrodollar. With this understanding that I'm putting out there, it'll end that. They won't want this in the market because it destroys the economy. It frees the people from the grid, and it destroys the currency system as we know it. So it's a heavy responsibility. And I'm trying to approach this carefully and show people, look what's going on. We're being enslaved to energy that we could be producing for free in our backyard. We go to work to buy food. Well, what if you were growing your own food? You wouldn't have to work for them for it. You're working for yourself for it. What if you're producing your own electricity? What if you're producing... See, you don't need society. Society needs you. Without you, there is no currency. There is no money. There is no society without you consenting to it. Money is only a medium that is universally agreed on by the people. But what if all the people decided not to agree to use money anymore? What if they decided it didn't have any value? Now what? You see what I mean?
Yes.
And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm stuck.
We have to bring ourselves back to being a community again, don't we? We're not a community anymore either.
No,
you know, like
we're not a community. We're completely dependent on government and currency for our sustenance and survival. If the money system and the grid went off tomorrow, how many people would survive? If money was to be shut off tomorrow, how many people would survive? Exactly. We don't have to say it because we all know. Because we're all stupid, fat, compliant, lazy, and we forgot everything. That's what's happened. We've forgotten everything. Forgotten all the knowledge of the land. It's not unknown, it's forgotten. They had electricity way before they said they were having electricity. There ain't nothing new. I really believe that they were possibly flying back then. I think they were levitating then. There's stories that talk about flying carpets and stuff. I really think that they were flying.
Yeah, Matt.
They were flying transport.
Matt, Angel, who comes on Sunday, he's into pyramids. He thinks some of the pyramids, they've got like lander things on them. They were like people were coming on, and they were like platforms to land on.
Yeah, exactly. They're charging platforms, charging stations, landing pads, power generators. They are not tombs. Not one bit. And when you look at it from that aspect, then you start looking at the Grand Canyon and you realize all that is it's a mine. It's a mining civilization. That wasn't done by natural causes. That was mined out because there was a mining civilization there. And then you look around and you start finding a lot of information about civilizations in America underground cities everywhere, including in the Grand Canyon. Ancient hieroglyphs of Egypt, Hebrew, ancient Egyptian belief systems right here in America, thousands of years old. That they don't want you to know about. They got a temple to the moon, Isis, the mother god, in the Grand Canyon. Mother being the water temple. So it's a water temple. It's a temple to the water in the Grand Canyon. Don't you find that curious? What we know and what we think we know are way different. We got to stop hating our neighbor for one. We got to stop competing with them. We got to start looking more at what we need versus what we want. And we got to get off the dollar system.
Hey Matt, did you hear our hangout the other day with Thrive and Survive? He's bought a web page.
I did a 4-hour feed yesterday on Facebook and a couple other things.
It's Friday. He started something. It's called peopleforpeople.life. It's going to be a place where anybody.
Is that Sergeant?
No, Mr. Thrive and Survive.
Oh yeah. Didn't I talk with him once? I thought that was Smart Sergeant.
No.
You've probably both spoken to both of them. It's Rich. But anyway, this web page is going to be for anybody and everybody. Maybe they can go there for medication, like different alternative. Go there to speak. Go there to learn who's in their community, who can help. So you can barter off.
That sounds lovely. People in Life. What's that called?
Peopleforpeople.life.
Peopleforpeople.life.
Yeah, the thing is, he came on just for a chat, and then before we knew it, we were in this discussion, and he bought it. He bought the name.
Inside out, round and round we go. Tom Petty. Yeah, I hear you, Dave. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the comments. Yes, no. That's amazing. People for Life.
Peopleforpeople.life.
Peopleforpeople.life. People. Go on my Facebook. You hear that?
Only just started. So it'll take a few days to start showing up. And it'll be that post things on there, ask things. People who haven't got money maybe can find information to help.
Yeah.
Peopleforpeople.life.
Yeah, and
we are here.
That was a hard thing for me too, right there. Is like trusting people. That was really hard for me to trust anybody with the work that I put into this. Was ridiculous. It really was. And what's implied in this information, I didn't want it to get controlled. So that's why I do what I do, and I dump it everywhere, and I push it everywhere.
Bit muffled, Matt. Put your finger on the microphone.
I push the envelope with this knowledge so that it doesn't get black holed and locked up in a box. It's in public eye, and it's being forced for the people to look at. I have been. But yeah. That's why I do my feeds, presenting the information, getting it in the public eye so that it's not going to be used against us anymore, and it levels the playing field. Because if you don't know knowledge, then you can be abused by what you don't know. You can be
Yes.
put under a spell because you don't know a word. It's that simple. Because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to put you under a spell. How many words do you know? You better know them all. They're going to spell you under one. That's their mindset. That's what government mindset is. They didn't teach you the law. They didn't teach you all the words. And you didn't sign no agreements agreeing to any of the laws.
Thing is, you don't know
So
this as a child. Well, you do know a lot as a child. It's all come with you as a child. But as a child, you start getting indoctrinated with this globe thing, don't you? And global
that's the
life.
first
So
thing you see when you go to kindergarten is they give you the globe. That's the inside out truth. They turn the truth inside out. They planted the idea in your head. And then by the time you're in 8th grade, when you're starting to really question things and get into science, or you even have any inkling, the ball's not in the classroom anymore. They just took it away and didn't say anything. It was implanted in your head. And then by the time you're in 8th grade, there's no globe in the classroom no more. So you don't even think about it. You don't even challenge it. You just accept what they told you to be true. It's not what is true. It's what is it that I can make you believe is true. That's the game. What can the devil make you believe is true? Not what is truth. What can you be made to be thinking is truth? Controlling your emotional state and your perception, making you believe in something that's not real. It's powerful stuff, isn't it? Because that is the game of life. Trading your soul time for currency for stuff at Walmart. Right? That's what we're doing. We're being trendy, chasing material trinkets from Walmart. Put on a happy face, roll back prices, have it your way. Consumer, 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 buy, buy, buy. Right? I mean, that's what we hear on TV day in and day out. And that's what they're trying to turn us into. Consuming, self-pitying, wallowing pigs, sitting in our own shit, in our own stink, too scared to think or move or to ask questions and mentally grow. So we repeat and offend with ritualistic occult practices like going to church on Sundays at 9. That's a ritual. That's a rit. W-R-I-T. That's a rit. It's a ritual. And that's ritualistic behavior, sitting in a church on Sundays at 9. It's a cult. That's not consciousness of Christ. And that's a big misunderstanding with people. But I got to get off of here, you guys. It's been going almost 3 hours. I go get some things done.
the one thing also that's missing, Matt, is love, isn't it? You just said
Yeah,
you
you don't have no
trust
love.
people.
That's it.
Love.
When you're fearful, you don't have love in your heart. It doesn't matter. You're either fearful or you're in love. You're not supposed to be afraid. Afraid is not having love. Afraid is absence of love. It's not even a state. It's what's missing. You're missing love. You're void of it. And it's your choice to be that way. That's what people don't understand. You can choose to be fearful or be happy. It's your free will. It's your choice. How you look at things controls the emotional state of your mind. That's your choice. That's your free will. How you speak, how you think, how you act, Those are all the outcomes of how you outlook and perceive things to be, which is your education and your religion. That's your perception. I know. I get some wow remarks on my YouTube, on my Facebook right there on that. But, yeah.
Well, we very much appreciate you always talking to us. I put on the post here and now.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Here and now. We are in the present. Yesterday's already gone by. You have no control over what you already did. All you can do is grow and evaluate from your experience and learn from your past mistakes so you don't repeat them in the future, but live in the now. You can't worry about anything you did. All you can do is grow from it. You can't worry about the shit that hasn't happened yet because it hasn't happened yet. There's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is stand in the now. Respond and react critically in the now with emotions and not emotions, with logic and sound, and react in the now. Don't react, respond. Evaluate your actions before you do them. If I do this, how's my neighbor going to, not that that should have any effect on your decision, but be aware of what they might do. Play chess, think moves ahead, the ripple effect on your decisions and actions. What's going to happen if I do this? Be aware. Be aware of the action of your action before you do it.
Well, hopefully it starts off with the people and coming together as much as possible. But hopefully once you start knowing all this stuff, it changes you a bit more, doesn't it? It doesn't change you because you're who you are. But
It
the
does.
things that were important aren't important anymore.
The more you know, the more you can watch your friends go. That's the truth. The more you know, the more you will watch your friends go. Because they were never your friends in the first place. They were your enablers. They were only enabling you to do the things that you were doing, and they were doing the same things as you. That's why they were your friend. But really, all they were doing is enabling you to continue your bad habits. And their bad habits were just as bad as yours or the same. And that's just
You've got
what
to
it
remember
is.
that like we've talked about this before, how they've turned everybody against each other. It's not just black against white, it's everybody.
Yeah,
every color, everything.
it's social class warfare and has no about skin color. It's social and it's money. And who's got all of it? And who's got a little bit of it? Who's got 90% of it? Who's the top 1%? We all know. Yeah. I got some people really mad in my comments down there. Like, it's like, fuck this life. But it's still your life. You're still consciousness of God. You can still choose to be negative, to be positive, to be neutral, to look for the neutral perspective. That's your choice.
Hey, Matt,
You
there's
can
a bit that
choose to be negative. You're not here to own or control anything. You're here to witness and experience consciousness in the flesh. That's it.
Is it that you also believe, though, that we're here because we haven't got it right in the first place and we keep coming back till we get it right?
Right. Yeah. Your ancestors, you, yourself, you in the now, you then, you now. You never found your way out, so you're here now in the flesh again because you never found your way out. So time's a loop. Yes. Reincarnation is not a blessing. It is a blessing. It's a blessing. It is a blessing. It is a blessing. That's exactly what it is. It's a curse. Reincarnation is a curse. It's a blessing.
Can we say hello to Kelly away? Hello, Kelly.
Hi.
Hey, Kelly, big
Hello,
hug.
my darling. Hello, guys.
Everybody there.
So the one she's working on right now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we love you, Kelly.
Oh, wow. So beautiful. It's so beautiful. Oh, yeah, I love it. Big party, big party.
Oh, I don't care, girls. Great. If you want to quote me, I feel really privileged that somebody's out there quoting me. I do. That's pretty flattering when people want to quote me. Or I had a couple people draw my picture. I didn't even know what to think about that one. That kind of blew my mind. Getting
Love you,
my
Mark.
buddy Sammy did a portrait of me in a cartoon manner, and it's so funny. But it kind of weirded me out having somebody do my picture like that.
Yeah.
It was funny, but
You're,
it's flattery at the finest. That's what I was told to understand is you make you made them feel that way, so they expressed you caused it. You had an influence on that mind. They felt some kind of way because of what you said, so you had an impact on their mind and their soul. I mean, that's powerful information. That's when you understand it at that level.
Yeah, Matt,
The
people
most
are
valuable
listening to
thing is
you.
people itself.
People are listening to you.
Yeah, I know. And for me, the hardest thing was literally to start speaking. It really was. It was the hardest battle for me to come out of the shadow and start yelling at the screen and start talking and stand here in my
yes.
truth and just stand here. It's fear.
Yeah. It's not easy.
No, Al, you can't drop pictures until after the live show's over. Once it's sealed, then you can drop and bomb all the photos you want down in there. That's just the way they've been dealing with me. I can't even put pictures on my live feeds until after I end them. But I really hope this was a good presentation. I'm kind of burned out. It's been a long day for me as a whole. Remember, I do have YouTube. I have a new platform with some help with my followers. We have a new Discord app up and running. We have a public forum for like-minded thinkers as well. Just a lot of great things going on right now. It's very humbling to be in the shoes that I'm in.
Go, Matt. Go, Matt. Go, Matt.
We
I mean,
love you, Matt.
just a year ago, people, this was started with an Obama phone. Thanks, Obama, for the broken phone. I literally got it in the mail with a cracked screen. It was a broken Obama phone from day one. Made in China, serviced in Pakistan, proud to be an American. And I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just trying to show people here in my country how stupid their government is. Did you get what I was saying? Government phones made in Pakistan, made in China, operated and serviced in Pakistan. Proud to be an American. You see? You're just being sold and stripped by your own government, the prostrated hookers and whores pretending to care about you in the Congress. Just common sense will show it to you. Their actions are dictating their word. Look at what they're doing, not what they're saying. It's scary. But with that, you guys, have a great night. You can check it out on Facebook. And like I said, I don't know how long I'll be up or what's happening because they keep pulling my feeds. They're pulling my information. They're pulling my little time. I'm just a peanut. I don't even have a high school diploma. They're pulling my platforms. They pulled 3 of my platforms today. As far as I could tell, I can't get access to them. It looks like they're not even on Facebook anymore. They're gone. I don't even know.
Oh,
So I'm this is what's going on. They're censoring me. They're pulling my feeds, pictures, all kinds of stuff. We need to share information and get it around these roadblocks as quickly as possible. And how we can do that is by sharing to each other's platforms, regardless of how we feel about what somebody's saying. You can't control the information. You need to just allow it be in that rest and just share it, and don't try to control the current. When you try to control the flow, you're going to lose. You got to crash and burn when you try to control things because you have no control. That is your ego.
Well, there's some nice comments
this
for
is
you.
the world
by the
we're
way.
in, people. What do we do?
There's some nice comments for you. Lee says that you're a legend in his eyes. Many people are making very nice comments as usual because they like listening to you, Matt, and hearing what you've got to say.
Wow.
Boris, peace and love, Matt. And
I
he's put
appreciate that.
presents
I
in
do.
the chat. Lee says peace and love from him.
Yeah, if you guys have questions, I'll be looking in on the Sun and Moon feed when it goes on YouTube. I try to, if I see comments and questions there too, I try to acknowledge that I'm seeing them. I'm just me. It's hard. I don't have a secretary. I'm not Joel Osteen, and then I don't kiss the Pope's ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not kissing the Pope's ass, sitting on a mountain of gold, hiding behind a wall, telling the rest of the world they're not Christians while I'm hiding behind one. That's what I'm not doing. That's called hypocrisy at its finest. Pay attention
Hey,
to their actions, and their intentions will reveal themselves.
Astral says we have the power at Matt Jerome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, this information. I mean, I could see the whole plane 8. Tesla said he wanted to light up the planet. Free energy for the world. And that's when I saw what they did to him.
Far as possible away from it, haven't they? It's all about money and going the complete opposite direction.
Right, and that's why Tesla hated Morgan, and that's why he went to the hospital, and that's why he died destitute, home, and broke in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's why
it won't happen.
he hated me. Look at his history. He tore up so many contracts. He was owed so many millions of dollars. And he didn't get a damn penny for any of his work. And today it's being used to manipulate the masses while they try to eradicate and destroy the fact that he even existed or his family line. Remove them right out of history like they didn't even friggin' exist. Well, I'm standing here. I'm sitting here. Whatever this is. Treading water. I'm existing. Contradicting just by existing.
Well, all his work, anything that's Tesla is copyrighted, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because most of my work is all original. Very little of it has to do with him. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's kind of hard to be copywriting the Bible because that's where his information come from. Is the missing apocryphas in our Bible? He's not even the original caster of his information, and he doesn't even have a perfect translation. That's the only thing I'm really good at is perfect reverse engineering. I'm above the builder type. I scored flawlessly in reverse engineering and just break things down in my mind and put them back together again, no problem. Right, Randy, we built their robots and now we're disposable. That's right. That's what they do. They've got us around until they can replace us with technology. That's what's happened. Paper mills are gone. 500 people went out. There's no textiles. There's no industry. There's no nothing in Maine, which is why it's perfect for my project. Land is friggin' cheap. It's $400 an acre up here. It's ridiculously cheap. 230,000 cash asking price for 500 acres of land. That's the asking price. That means you could probably get it for 150,000. So you're talking like $300 an acre. That's cheap. Right. Well, they're not hiding it anymore because of me. Even QAnon will tell you that there's 3 private citizens in the whole world that really know what's going on. I feel really special to be one of those 3 because he mentioned the alchemist by name. I'm wondering what he was talking about. Go listen to some QAnon feeds. I'm just a peanut. Wait, I'm being mentioned. I shit you not. I think I got his ear. I don't know. I think I do. I think I got his ear. That's mind-boggling. It's not what you know, it's who you know. You know? Yeah. But again, that's I don't know. I'm done. I gotta eat and focus and spend time with my wife and get some things done around
Isn't
the house
it, doing
here.
a presentation, Matt? It's tiring, isn't it? It takes a lot out of you when you're talking so much and
It's
giving
a
so much.
lot. It's a lot. And even just this presentation I did today, I sat here half a day trying to figure out how to present it in a comprehensible manner. And even worrying about, I shouldn't say worry, but present myself in a way that the egotistical personas out there wouldn't be judging me based on my appearance. They would actually listen to what I had to say.
Thank you, Matt.
So,
Thank you,
'cause
Matt.
that's the problem too. And then people worrying about how I speak and how I spell and tone. Guess what? Fuck your feelings. Drop your judgment at the door. I didn't ask none of it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's gold. Gold, Matt. Thank you.
And that's how we should be treating our neighbors. We don't know where they came from. We don't know what they know. No two people read the same 2 books. No one has all the information. Nobody even knows their neighbor's name anymore.
Yeah, well, nobody's real anymore, are they? Out there, people aren't real anymore.
No. You walk up and down your street. How many of your neighbors do you know? Do you even know the neighbors in your apartment complex? You know what I mean? Complete isolation and prison plantation of the planet. It's ridiculous. We need to wake the hell up. And there needs to be something to change.
Matt, apartments to keep people apart.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Apartment. It's a fencing. It's a part and an amended box. You're in an apartment. Yeah. Oh, all right.
Big hug, Matt.
Big hugs. We love you. We'll speak to you soon.
Much love
Well,
to
thanks a lot, you guys. I hope the audio was all right. And if I had to, if my face is in it too much, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to.
We got your ear. We had your ear for a bit, but never mind. But we still got your ear.
Yeah, that's it. So let's see what happens with this, right? This went live off my Facebook platform and Sun and Moon on YouTube.
Yes.
And wherever else it got shared out there on Facebook and the plane. Let's see how many friggin' let's see the ticker tape move. Come on.
You've already started the move, Matt. I mean, think of a year ago and think of now. I know it's not as fast as you want it to be, but think of a year ago and think of now. There's just much more to do, isn't there?
I was getting 100 views a day, and as of right now, I'm getting 2,000-3,000 views a day. And a year ago, I had a broken cell phone. I didn't have a computer, and I didn't have a command center that I have right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, and the guys behind you.
Yeah, mobile command center here. The year before that, it was even harder. I was doing this on the street. I was doing it homeless. I was homeless when I first started doing this. Pretty close. I was living at Zane's house. I was homeless. Yeah. Crazy Zane, my Uncle Zane. Insane crazy. Foreign French Legion. Absolutely off his rocker. Completely fluoridated mind. Completely gone. 12, 15 medications. Can't even remember his fucking name half the time. I feel so bad for that guy. Oh. But anyway, I'm out of here, you guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Matt. Sun and Moon Family
this was-
United loves you.
Questions.
All of it.
If you got questions, and if I see them just leave them in the comments. If I see them, I'll answer them.
Yes.
Love
Thank
you
you,
all.
Matt.
Thank you, everybody.
Love you.
Mwah.
Thank you.
Night.
Bye. Good
Bye,
night.
darling. Bye.
Great life.
Whoa.
Yeah. A big wow. A big wow. Yes, Karen.
Yeah, thank you everybody in the chat room. Yeah, I didn't realize we were double dating with Facebook. But I think Matt feels that he's being shut out of places and he just wanted to get as many places as possible to stream in one go. Okay, I don't know how many he can do. He knows he can do 2 at a go now. Anyway, we love Matt. We've always loved Matt, and we've done many hangouts with him. And yeah, many people follow him now. And yeah, just where to go and sort all this out. Maybe people for people .life
Yes.
will help as well.
Yes, Karen. It was great, great, great conversation, great evening. Yeah, very important knowledge. Yes, thank you, Karen.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Judith. Thank you, Patricia. I know she's a little bit quiet. Not sure if she's there. And thank you, Matt. And thank you, everybody in the chat room. The chat room's been pinging quite a lot tonight. So, so many people in there. Anyway, family, sun and moon, love, hugs. And yeah, we should be back tomorrow with Davey, allegedly Dave, if there's no problems. Anyway, we will see you tomorrow. Wednesday's usually a day off, but we're coming on tomorrow to have a chin wag with him. Anyway, big hugs, everybody, and we will be back tomorrow. From us, Judith, goodbye.
Have a great life, everybody. Namaste.
Yay!
Yeah.
We're getting there slowly, guys. Anyway, big hugs. Bye, everybody.
Bye.